Hello friends, let us start with the chapter chemical reactions and equations. You already know what are elements. They are the basic building blocks of the universe. Whole universe is made up of elements. When these elements chemically combine, they form compounds. Now, there are some questions that need to be answered. First question is, why do elements form compounds? The answer is very simple. Answer is stability. Elements, except a few, are unstable. When they chemically combine, they attain stability, and hence chemical reaction takes place. Now, we know a little bit about elements, a little bit about compounds. Let us go ahead about chemical bond. Now, whenever a chemical reaction takes place, a chemical bond is formed. Chemical bond is an attraction between the atoms. Now, why do they form bonds? Again, the answer is stability. When they come together, they attain a stable noble gas configuration by give or take or sharing of electron. Either they give electron, which is what you know are metals. They take electron, that is non-metals, and non-metals among themselves share electrons. Now, there were many scientists, they were doing a lot of experiments and they were trying to figure out what actually happens in a physical change and chemical change. So, basic difference is no new substance is formed in a physical change. If I have paper, I tear the paper, there are two pieces of paper. So, both are paper, no new substance is formed by tearing paper. But the same paper, when I burn it, a new substance, that is carbon dioxide, is produced. The properties of paper change. If we have wood and we cut it into pieces for making furniture, that is a physical change. Conversion of ice into water is a physical change. But when we burn the wood, it becomes ash and carbon dioxide and other gases, that is a chemical change. When hydrogen and oxygen react, they form water, that is a chemical change. If you have hydrogen and oxygen mixed together, they do not form water. You need a particular condition, you have to burn the hydrogen, then water will be formed. One more thing, the chemical reaction of formation of water is highly exothermic reaction. What is the exothermic reaction? A lot of heat is given out in this type of reaction, very large amount of heat. You will not believe, this kind of fuel is used for propulsion of rockets. Rockets attain a certain height because of this kind of fuel, that is liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. So there are some things which are given, some transformations on phenomena that are given, and they have asked us to classify them as physical and chemical change. So you have understood that physical change is change in properties like temperature, state and all, and chemical change is a whole new thing, a new substance is formed. Transformation of ice into water is a physical change, cooking of food is a chemical change, ripening of fruit, what do you think might be this? This is a chemical change. Milk turning into curds. Now remember, milk contains lactose sugar. Many minerals, milk is considered to be a whole food. There are many people who are malnourished. They get less nutrition. If milk is given to them, it is a whole food. It gives us everything, almost. Proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. Very important 5 components of food. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. Say after me. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. Now, milk turns into curd. Milk contains lactose and curds contain lactic acid. A new substance is formed by chemical reactions. Microorganisms, lactobacilli, they convert the lactose into lactic acid. Now, evaporation of water is a physical change. So, digestion of food in stomach. New chemicals are added to it. Food is digested, complex substances converted into simpler substances by digestion of food. Size reduction in naphtha ball, this is a physical change. Staining of Shahbaz Kadapa tile by lemon juice. Lemon juice, remember, contains citric acid. It reacts with Shahbaz stone and it forms a chemical reaction, which we will be seeing afterwards. Breaking of glass objects and falling from height. Again, glass breaks into pieces. All pieces are glasses, and then there is no new substance formed. This is a physical change. Now they have given a list of activities which we will be discussing afterwards. You just go through the list, what all things are happening. Now on page number 31 you can see they have told the difference between physical and chemical change. So I'll read it from here. A physical change takes place due to change in parameters like temperature, pressure, etc. Often a physical change is reversible. The composition of matter remains the same in a physical change. For example, ice transformed into water on heating and water is transformed into ice on cooling. So we'll be dealing with this in great detail in the chapter called heat. So for the time being you try to understand what is a physical change. Ice into water is a physical change. Now what is the basic thing that happens in a chemical change? Old bonds break, new bonds are formed. Say after me. Old bonds break, new bonds are formed. We know that a chemical bond is formed in order to attain stability. Now we have two things. One is called as reactant, other is called as product. The substances which take part in reaction are called as reactants, and the substances which are formed after the reaction are called as products. If there are two or more reactants, we put a plus sign in between. Same thing is true for the products. Now we'll continue with the next video. Thank you.